This is the plaintiff, Widleen Million. She says she and the defendant were very close friends, and she thought she could trust her. Boy, was she wrong. She ended up giving the defendant money to purchase a car for her. She botched the deal, and the defendant's totally responsible for getting her the $2,500 she gave her returned. This is the defendant, Marva Lee Washington. She says she knew a guy who was going to an auction to buy the plaintiff a car with the money she gave him. Unfortunately, the guy stole the plaintiff's money, took off, and basically scammed her. The plaintiff never gave her the money. She didn't see it, feel it, or touch it, and has nothing to do with this bad situation the plaintiff finds herself in. She's accused of fouling up a friendship.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. These litigants were close friends until the plaintiff gave the defendant's guy money to buy a car and says the defendant screwed up the deal. The defendant says she acted in good faith and the guy she was dealing with was a crook. It's the case of we have transmission, but we don't have a car.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Widleen Million.
Yes.
You are suing Marva Lee Washington.
Yes. Yeah.
For $2,500, $2,000 of it money that you say you gave to her to purchase a car, and $500 of it interest. I'm not sure how you calculate that. Tell me what's going on.
Well, as in the beginning of April, towards like the end, we was talking, I had plans to buy a car. And she was like, oh, she know this guy that she was living with named Richie. He usually goes to car action, so I trust her. I was like, okay. And then within like, if you go through the text messages.
No. The text messages are at the end. I want to know the beginning. I want to know the whole story. So she tells you, I'm living with a guy named Richie.
Yeah.
And how long had you been with Richie?
I was not living with Richie.
You weren't?
No.
Okay, were you dating him?
No. He was just a mutual friend.
Okay, with benefits or
no?
Was he, he was not.
No,
okay.
not with benefits.
So he was a. What do you mean by mutual friend?
I met him.
Stop a second. Did she know him at that point?
No, she didn't.
Okay, that's not a mutual friend. All right.
Okay.
So then it was a friend of yours who you were not dating, who would go to auctions.
Right.
Who you had known for how long?
I want to say 9 months.
Okay. Had you ever been on a date with him?
No.
Okay. So did you tell her that you had been on a date with him?
No.
All right. So you tell her you know a guy. And then had he ever bought a car for you at auction?
No.
All right. So you tell her that, and then you say, okay, and what? Do you ever go to the auction? How does this work?
Well, from my standpoint, the guy was living with her. We was talking.
Why did you get that standpoint? Because that,
no,
according to you,
because from what I know, because
did she tell you that, or did you surmise?
No, I actually went to the house. Usually when I'm at the house, he's there. He sleeps there as far as I see with my own 2 eyes.
Did you see him sleep there?
Well, he's always there as far as I'm concerned. Whenever I go over there, before this whole situation, he's there. His stuff is there in her room. So basically, he's living there. And as far as what she told me, he was staying there.
Okay. And he's with her.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's none of my business if they're together.
Aren't you two friends, though? Don't you, know who the other one's
what
dating?
she told me, they wasn't together. But as far as I know, they were messing around. That's what she told me personally.
Okay. So go on.
Okay. So we spoke about the situation. She was like, oh, he usually goes to the car auction. He can get you a really good car. And I was like, I only have $2,000 to spend. That's all I want to spend. So coming May 4th, she texted me, was like, oh, he's going to a car auction. Can you give me the money? I wasn't home. So Friday morning, I went to the bank. I called her. And I was like, you're not home. She went to work that morning. So he was at the house. I went to the bank, got the money, and gave it personally to him. But the whole entire time, I was on the phone with her. She was like, you can go to the house. He's at the house, no problem.
You gave the money to him?
I gave it to him, but I was on the phone with her.
I understand you're on the phone with her and you're desperately trying to, because you're not suing him. Because you can't find him.
I understand that.
Right. So I know that you need to pin it on her, but now I want you to tell me the factual situation surrounding this. You know it's Richie who's going to the auction.
Yes.
You hand the $2,000 to Richie.
Yes.
You've met Richie numerous times.
Actually, I only met him like twice. I haven't met him.
And you hand the guy $2 million.
Well, I did it.
And you hand the guy two. It's a good thing it wasn't $2 million.
I did it on trust. That's why
okay. You did it on trust.
Her.
Yeah, we have a name for people like that. We call them litigants. But okay, so you hand him the $2,000 to him, not to her. Even though in your complaint you say you handed it to her, that is not true. You handed it to him. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. I guess you've seen the text that she provided into evidence where it says, I just gave it to him.
I gave it to her.
So now you know you can't say you handed it to her.
I never said I didn't give it to her.
So now you hand it to him. And then do you go with him to the auction?
No, I was not
Does
present.
he buy a car in the auction for her?
Okay, he told me that he got the car because my previous phone that got stolen, he sent me a picture to send to her that he bought the car.
And you got that picture, right?
Yes,
Because
I
I
did.
have that in evidence. All right.
However, I was not present when she gave him money.
I know that. Stop arguing law and talk to me about facts, okay? So I have a question for you.
Okay.
Did he tell you, oh, babe, I bought the car?
No.
Okay. Did he say, I bought the car?
No.
Okay. So how did you know he bought the car?
I don't know.
Well, why did you say he sent me a picture? He must have said something. If
He sent me the picture to send to her.
Saying
He didn't
what?
He didn't say that I bought the car. He just sent me a picture, send it to her. That's
What did he
it.
say in that text?
He didn't say anything. He
Well,
just
what did
sent
you
me the
think
picture.
he meant by sending you a picture?
I'm assuming that he got the car, but he did not say I got the car. He just
So
sent
when
the
you
picture.
talk to him next, what does he say?
I did not talk to him after that saying
Ever
that.
again?
No. I did talk to him, but he did not say, "Oh, I got the car. I
Sweetheart,
have the car."
so stop mincing words with me and tell me what the guy told you. Where is he?
I don't know.
Okay, what did the guy tell you afterwards?
He said that he would drive the car down for her because she didn't have her license.
Well, that sure as heck sounds like he got the car for her.
Okay.
Okay, what car was he going to drive down? A car he didn't get for her? Okay, go on.
Okay. And he told me to call her and ask her when would she be available at home to get the car. So I did that, and after that, I didn't hear anything
No,
from
after
him
that,
again.
what happened?
After that, I didn't hear anything
Did she
from
give
him
you
again.
a time that she was available?
Well, she said that she was gonna be home and I could drive down with him in the car to give it to her.
Okay.
But as far as him driving down, after that, I did not hear from him, see him, nothing.
Is his stuff still in your apartment?
No, his stuff was never at my apartment. She saw him because I had to introduce them. So when she came there and saw him was the day when she met him. He was never there.
She claims he was always there.
That's what she's saying, but he wasn't.
And then she said he was always there. Then she said I met him twice beforehand. So I don't know what always is.
I don't know why she's saying that, but she met him when she came over so I could introduce them. So
Was there a second time that she saw him at the apartment or no?
No, unless when she gave him the money.
So what efforts did you make after this debacle? This all comes to a head when, in May?
I don't remember the actual month, but it was sometime in spring semester of when we were going to school.
Okay. And so now it's about May when I see the text starting to turn bad. And you can't find him ever again?
No. I tried contacting the number that I had for him and it was disconnected. I honestly don't know where this guy is. I don't know where his whereabouts is, nothing.
I'm not stupid. I understand why you're not suing him because you can't find him. But what is your legal theory on why she is responsible to pay you? Because she told you about a hookup?
Yeah,
she introduced you to him?
So if the guy steals the car, can the plaintiff sue the person who introduced her to the guy?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because.
Because what?
That part I don't know, but the judge is hot.
Okay, I like your analysis. What do you think?
Don't you think we need to have a written agreement for me to buy something, especially?
Well, yeah, I mean, I get your point, but this is not so much about a written agreement. It's really about, is this guy is the defendant responsible for some guy he introduces the plaintiff to? What do you think?
He can't sue because maybe he didn't know the guy, what he was going to do to take.
That he didn't know the guy was a crook.
Yeah.
Fair enough, going inside the courtroom.
Well, I trusted her. I gave it to her when I was talking to her about the situation. I didn't ask her for help. She was like, okay, I know this guy. He's going to give you a good
if I tell you about a great restaurant and your meal stinks, I have to pay you back for it?
No.
Right. You gave him the money. You didn't give it to her. Let me explain to you how the law works. Two things are going on here. Number one, she's an agent. She is not the principal you're doing business with. She is an agent for a disclosed entity, to wit, a guy named Richie. You don't even know Richie's last name. You don't know Richie's address. You don't know the first thing about Richie, but you were willing to do business with Richie because you knew it was Richie who was going to the auction. You knew it was Richie who'd have your $2,000. Even if you gave it to her, I think you'd still be losing here because you knew she wasn't going to the auction. You knew she wasn't buying. You knew she was just handing it over to that she was just a disclosed agent for free as a friend to the Richie guy. So you would always be out of gas. But on top of that, in this case, after you file your complaint claiming you gave her the money, you gave the money to Richie. So it's really really not even debatable because she's not the person who took your money. She's just somebody who was trying to do a favor, which will teach you in the future not to get involved. If you don't know the guy, how to find the guy after something like this, you shouldn't be getting your good friend from high school involved with the guy. What's wrong with you people? Nobody says, show me your license to Richie. Where's he go? Does he go to school?
No.
Does he work?
Well, going to car auctions. Apart from that.
Okay, so you barely know the guy. It's a total fly-by-night operation. And both of you are sitting there trusting the guy, more you than her, because, well, I don't know what you were trusting him with, but you trusted him with $2,000, which is the subject of the lawsuit. So the whole thing is so, let this be a $2,000 lesson to everybody involved. Your deal is with Richie. When you find Richie, bring me that case. Verdict for the defendant.
All right, lady, full on identification.
So the plaintiff is suing the wrong person and comes out with nothing here in court. Step over here. What's going through your mind here?
Nothing at all.
Why'd you trust Richie?
Well, I did it on base her instance because as she knows, she was my best friend. I trusted her. I didn't know he would do something like that.
Mm-hmm. Let's assume Richie might be watching right now. What do you want to say to him? Keep it, yeah.
Well, he's a con artist. He's a liar. I have nothing else to say to him, and I don't have nothing to say to her.
All right. All right, so step on in here, and you win your case, but you have feelings for what happened to her?
I'm just glad this is over, basically. You know.
What about losing an old friend over it?
I don't consider her as a friend because a friend would never do something like this to somebody.
What did she do?
She brought me to court, had me go through this whole process when she know that she didn't give me any money at all. So, yeah.
You don't know where Richie is?
No, I don't know.
Harvey?
Well, here's the thing. You can turn somebody into an agent if you make it clear that they are responsible for what the third party does. But for that, I'm telling you, you got to get that in writing. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.